like if you go down to Dunleary Harbor, like you'll see these beautiful expensive yachts with loads of stuff on top, but what you can't see is the hull. And what I've realized is that the condition of the hull is really what's going to help you when you're going through the storms of life. So your boat can look really beautiful up top, but if you have defects in the hull, your boat is going to sink.
It's over 20 years now since you first understood the gospel.
Yeah.
What would you say that you understand now about the gospel that you didn't understand when you first came to faith?
From my previous life in Poland, my family, my friends, they can tell you I was never interested in church. I was going to church, but I don't think I was doing what I was supposed to do, and I don't think it was really connection with God. It wasn't. I don't even know what it was really.
When I look back on the time after I became a Christian, I realized that in my life I've tried to do impression management. So it's kind of like the top of the yacht, and I've tried to have the most, beautiful sail and spinnaker and, gold all top, and it looks really good. But underneath on the hull, there were some really issues that were going to sink my boat. So I put a lot of emphasis on doing well in school. I then got a scholarship to university. While I was in university, my father died very suddenly of a heart attack. I then went on to work on a master's degree, and as I started my master's degree, my mother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and about 6 months later, she passed away.
So there's no one like him. And at the same time, I think what I love about God is just that He loves us. No matter who we are, no matter what we do, He loves us. And at the same time, we don't have to pretend, because He knows us. He knows exactly what we think, what we do, what we say, what we are going to say, what we are going to do. And you don't have to pretend that no, I wasn't going to do it. He knows exactly you were. So you can cheat on people, but you can't cheat on God. You can't.
I think the more I walk with the Lord, the more my own sin becomes obvious. Like when I got saved, I knew I was a sinner, so I needed Jesus, but I really didn't know how deep that well went. I still haven't hit the bottom of the well. I keep, pulling the bucket up, and there's more sin in my heart. So, I think when I was initially saved, I thought I had some sin in my life, but I was a pretty good person, and it was less about me being a sinner and the resurrection being true. So that meant Jesus was God, and He was who He said He was.
When I look at my relationship with my father, I sort of felt like I had the moral high ground. And while I didn't go to the extreme that he went, that attitudes can be as bad as fists. And so that, I was really proud and said, I've got it together and etc. And in reality, I was really working on the top of my yacht and going for impression management. Well, my hull had lots of really horrible attitudes, and one of them was definitely pride. And one of the things that was fueling all of that was I really struggled with forgiving my father for stuff that had happened. And the fact that I was so unforgiving actually almost sunk my marriage.